What's up? Welcome in on this fine Tuesday evening, the 5th day of May. Happy Cinco de Drinko. If you're out, be safe. Amateur hour in full effect. If you're wondering why Vegas Mac looks totally different on this Tuesday, it's because that's not actually Vegas Mac. And, you know, we talk about it. We do it on Wednesdays on the show. We have our Crossing Streams bet. And I was just in the Crossing Streams mood way earlier this week. So tonight, don't adjust your televisions, or your phones, or your tablets, or your computers, however the hell you're watching us, because we're crossing streams with two different audiences tonight. What's up, Herb?
Man, I felt like I didn't know if I should wear a suit, but I said, look, Mike's always comfortable. I should be comfortable, right? But
we don't do no suits on this show, man. What's wrong with you? So if you're seeing some new commenters tonight, that's because we are crossing streams. So what up, Nick? Zach, appreciate everybody checking in. Now, I'm going to say this to our audience tonight. They need to make sure that they show up, because I know your audience will. If you didn't see it, you got Roz checking in. That is a very good possibility. Mac is technically in concussion protocol. If you missed it, go visit our social channels at Mike Arana Show everywhere, but Snapchat, because we're not 12 and Snapchat sucks. Sign up for the newsletter, MikeAranaShow.com/links. Comes out every Tuesday. You can go ahead and make fun of me, but I'm still backing my Sixers in 7 and Jesper Wallstedt to win the Conn Smythe if Minnesota gets there. How are you on this Tuesday? Because it's been a long time since you and I have kind of cross-pollinated shows here.
It has. Man, I'm good. I'm trying to take in everything that's going on. So you got plenty of basketball, right? A little hockey. I even got wrestling up there just because I needed a fourth thing for the multi-view. So
that's right. We do now have the completely actual custom multi-view feature from YouTube, which I dabbled in a couple of times. It's nice when some of these games go into like overtime and they have to put the next game on a different channel, because I can just kind of preset it and just wait for it to come. So that thing's been five. Hey, you know what? I can totally get that. I don't have a dog in that fight. I actually had the Knicks to win the Eastern Conference at the beginning of the year. I'm banking a little bit on their inconsistency showing up in the series, right. But then again, it's a fool's errand to bank on Joel Embiid's health, Herb, for the entire series as well.
And that's the big question right there, right? MVP level player. How much are you actually going to get out of him? Mm-hmm. So, which there you go.
Yeah, plenty of stuff. So again, feel free to comment along if you're watching along. If we change topics and you've got a question, fire it in there. We'll get to them at the end like we typically do on the show for the Herb N Rodg Podcast audience. A little different tonight than probably what you're used to, but we still have a good time on the show. My guy Shy checking in.
All the time.
White Sox are getting closer to 500. Mooney is walking away with the American League Rookie of the Year there. But tonight we're going to do a little headline fire, talk about what we saw on the ice last night, talk about what we saw on the hardwood tonight. And Herb and I have some really interesting conversations that don't take place on the air. So we'll see how many of those that we can get on the air tonight. If you're following from our show, again, we've told you about Herb N Rodg. You need to make sure you go out and follow those guys. They have a lot of fun on their show. You've seen my ugly face on their show a couple of times, so plenty of stuff going on. I got a question for you.
Bring it on.
Now, this is a little closer to Rodg's neck of the woods there, but we saw that the Mavericks actually have a direction now, and they brought in Masai Ujiri, formerly of the Raptors, to run the Mavericks. And, of course, some due diligence dumbass today goes, hey, would you have traded Luka Doncic? And he's like, listen, I'm not here to talk about the past. We're not here to talk about the past. We got to go forward. We have Cooper Flag. We're building the team that way. What's a bigger move to you? The Mavericks hiring Ujiri to finally run their organization, or that the Orlando Magic did what we thought they were going to do and they shit-canned Jamal Mosley on Monday?
I'm going to go with Dallas simply because they are right at the beginning of this rebuild and they have somebody to build around. I think you saw the comments by Banchero, and people with the Magic are already like, is this a fit? Like, where are we at? We just traded away our future for Desmond Bane. So really, what are we – when you come in, what are you going to do? Are you breaking up, the Wagner, Banchero, Bane trio that just got together? Probably not. So you have, I think, some tougher questions. Dallas, I think you're building for the future. Hey,
and it'll be interesting in Orlando because we're already seeing some of the names come out. Billy Donovan, a guy we talk about quite a bit on this show for obvious reasons. Tom Thibodeau, I saw a great tweet last night when somebody posted that Thibodeau was interested in the Magic job, and they're like, Coach, why did Banchero only play 48 minutes tonight? Well, because there was no overtime. Right. Next question.
Yes,
because that's how he likes to do things, man.
No,
I can definitely agree
don't have
with
any
this.
Problem with defense. Yeah, I can't imagine him running them all into the ground and not developing the bench, and the offense will be no better than it is right now.
Hey, that's on you.
Do you want me to tell you what Raj texted me?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
He said, "Where is the link for the show?" I mean, it's in our email. We share an email. Go look in the email that we share together, and that's where the link is.
All right, I'm going to go a little bit into your neck of the woods here since you were coming on. I kind of custom did this one for you. Which Alabama player drafted in the draft do you think is on the best fit with the team that selected him? Because obviously one of them's a pretty popular topic of discussion right now.
Right. So the popular one, like Ty Simpson, I think that's the fit for the future. I liked one boy in the Germinator. Personality fit for Pittsburgh. I have no idea who his quarterback is, so I can't say what
neither do they. So
going to be. Yeah. So what's my name? I'm gonna go with Dallas and LT Overton. And I know that was a later pick, round 4, but Dallas needs everybody on defense. And I feel like that's a spot where even at the 4th round, you have a chance to get into play, And I think LT has a chance to flash some. So I like that. I like all three. And I know why people say Simpson, but I think that's a future pick. And Jeremy Bernard, I'd feel better if I knew who their quarterback is going to be, because he'll fit fine as a second or third receiver, and he'll do all the dirty work and make the tough catches. But he might also have to play quarterback at some point. So
I'm glad that was brought up, because I'll tell you, on the ground here in Arizona, nobody wants this. Nobody wants the Aaron Rodgers to the Cardinals thing. And if you think about it this way, we know that the Cardinals are probably going to have a top 3 pick in next year's draft. They drafted Carson Beck. If you go out and bring Aaron Rodgers in, Beck's not getting on the damn field. And then you have no idea what the hell you have with Carson Beck, especially if you're at the top 3 in the draft next year, where you're looking at a Jaden Maiava, a Dante Moore, or obviously an Arch Manning there. So nobody wants that here. I'm 100% convinced if he plays, he's playing in Pittsburgh for the Steelers. But yeah, I do love the pick of Jeremy Bernard to the Steelers, obviously not knowing the quarterback there. But for me, it was a guy I was kind of like selfishly hoping would fall to where San Francisco was, but there was no way he was going to fall down there. Caden Proctor to the Dolphins makes a hell of a lot of sense for rebuilding the shit situation that they were in. Oh my God, he figured it out.
San Francisco was, but there was no way he was going to fall down there. Caden Proctor.
They still listening to you.
What up, Raj?
Hey, I had to make an entrance, man. How y'all doing?
We're doing good. We were trying to figure out if you were going to figure out the email situation.
I got the email, but I guess it was like in the junk email on my portion or something, because it wasn't popping up on the regular stream thing. So anyway, I found it. I'm here. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Wow, man, that kind of hurts. Like junk email.
Yeah, we shouldn't have said
email,
that,
but it's actually, the folder's called Arana email. So that's where it is. So it's just all my stuff right there, and I just forgot to click on the right one. I mean,
that's the story you're going with.
That's the story I'm going with. It's Cinco de Mayo, man. I can roll with that.
There you go. Okay. So I just asked Herb the question. I'll ask you, since you're here, which Alabama player picked do you think is the best fit with the team that picked him?
I like, of course, I like Ty Simpson because he doesn't have to start right away. Cuevas where did Cuevas go, to Baltimore?
I believe it was Baltimore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I like Cuevas in Baltimore with their tight end situation. I like him there. He's a good fit. I really liked him at Alabama. I thought he was extremely reliable. I think he can be extremely reliable when the next time comes in Baltimore too. So I like those two. One guy I was going to say, but he played at Alabama. He didn't finish his college career at Alabama.
No.
I'm going to say him just to make
No.
her mad. I like Caleb Downs in Dallas. I live out here in Arlington. I think I might he's coughing. He muted. I think I'm going to go out and see a couple games if I can, just to see Caleb Downs play. I know he finished at Ohio State. I get it. But I had to throw the name in there.
Geez, that's like I've got Vegas Mac right here. What are you doing over there? Did you guys see him fall out of his chair on Friday?
I was about to choke up at that pick.
Oh, sorry about that.
Remind me when we're done here. I'll make sure that we send that link to you. It was the most Vegas Mac thing that Vegas Mac has ever done.
Yeah.
Literally fell off his chair, camera down. The noise he made as he was falling, it sounded like he was scaling Mount Everest.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Hope he's okay.
Do you want to address Nick there?
I almost fell out of my chair one time, and the crowd, the commenters started rooting for it. Oh, hope Herb goes down. And that was like the next 5 minutes.
It adds to the entertainment factor.
It does. It does.
Mike, go ahead. I'm sorry. Sorry.
No,
one name that I saw Nick posted. One name that I'm a Dolphins fan. So Caden Proctor. I like the pick of Caden Proctor. My issue is that it's just going to take the Dolphins so much time to rebuild that I honestly don't know how long he's going to be in Miami until we finally get the ball rolling. We need help like in pretty much every position possible. I don't know how good Malik Willis is going to do this year, but we need a lot of hopes and prayers. So anything you guys can do for us, we appreciate. Yeah, we do, man.
So you're going to hold on to that Dolphins thing even without Tua there, huh?
Yeah, I am. I wish Tua the best of luck. 2023, that was his peak year, best year. We made it to the playoffs, lost to Kansas City in the first round. But after that, I just don't think he's ever going to be able to reach that type of play capacity anymore. So it is what it is.
I think it's fair.
Yeah.
All right. The last weekend, the Kentucky Derby passed, and we found out that Mac is afraid of horses. We also found out that I'm a dumbass, and even though I wrote down the right winning bet, I didn't bet it. But TJ and one of our FOPs, our guy Billy V, cleaned up on the race. But it got me thinking here. Between the two of you, who would make the better racehorse and why?
What?
I told you this was going to be a different experience for you tonight.
Before 2 knee surgeries, it would easily be me.
Yeah,
Raj was like the more skilled person, and I was the more athletic person. So I would get you.
Okay. With that being said, Herb, let's just say healthy. We're both perfectly healthy. I go with Herb.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I go with Herb.
I would be great at that, and I'd also be great at trying to sabotage the other horses too, as well. So you would get both of them with me.
I don't know if that's directed at me or somebody else, Rammer Jammer. He might not know that I'm a Gator fan. I mean, I don't like to tell anybody that because publicly it's not a good thing usually, but we have hope this year. Ronald Acuna from your new adopted baseball team, Herb, back on the DL with another injury. The Braves are freaking red hot, but should Atlanta be concerned with his long-term availability and ability to stay on the field at this point?
I think they should, but aren't the last 2 years of his both team options? I would definitely slow play that one. Yeah, so I would definitely slow play that one. So yes, to be, because he's on that very end of his whatever 10-year contract that he signed. So the last 2 are both team options. I would worry about it. I'd be worried about jumping a whole lot more money into him, and I would be cautious each time I'm using those options. So
he's on a 10-year deal. Well, he's on a long deal, basically.
These baseball players signed forever.
I know.
Like, they don't care.
I still
it's
remember
not even like a huge.
I remember back in the day when A-Rod signed. Remember he signed that deal with the Rangers or whatever, way back in the day, and it seemed like it was a long time. I was like, he's not going to be there that long anyway. So
no,
yeah.
I don't know if we're going to go down this road tonight. We don't have to. If you look over,
Lord. Lord.
If you look over this shoulder, you can see the answer. It's on the wall, so we don't need to go that route. Speaking of the NBA and their idiocy tonight, we've got two playoff games going on at the same time right now. LA and Oklahoma City just tipped off from OKC 7-3 early in that one, 7-5 now. Detroit up 11 on Cleveland in the third quarter. You know, it's been kind of interesting to watch this Pistons team in the postseason. We were just talking about the Magic and what they did and what now they're going to do going forward. And it's been the lack of supporting cast, if you will, for the Pistons so far in the postseason. When we look at today's game, and it's a little bit of the same, only 23 out of Harden and Mitchell. But when you flip to the Pistons side, 12 from old man Tobias Harris, 12 from Duncan Robinson, 16 from Cade, 11 from Asar Thompson. So they're getting balanced scoring tonight. What a concept. Balanced scoring for the Pistons, and they're up 11 at home in game one, Raj.
Yep. And that's basically where they turned that last series around, and then Orlando couldn't buy a bucket. So no. And it's funny because we talk about debates. You start seeing that whole Harden versus Wade debate a lot. And I'm like, anybody who keeps picking Harden does not care about playoffs at all. Yeah, if I needed a 30 burger in like a random, in game 52, yeah, maybe Harden's that guy because he hit a bunch of threes. If I need a tough bucket in the playoff series, like Harden is not that guy.
Yeah.
And so I don't understand how we just ignore, playoff prowess is part of the whole debate. So
yeah. I don't know where that whole debate started at, but I think a lot of it's focused on James Harden and his scoring, and that's really about it. If I'm just taking the overall player, I'm definitely taking Dwayne Wade. He's a better two-way player, more reliable. I just liked him overall better. Regarding the Pistons and the Cavs, so I was excited. I was curious to see if the Pistons were going to fight their way back from the Magic. I'm not excited about this one at all. I used the wrong word. Surprised they came back and beat the Magic. It's good for the city of Detroit, good for the Pistons, good to see them kind of bounce back. And this is that was the first playoff victory since in almost 20 years, it seems like. It's been a long, long time. Good for them. But to Mike's point, balanced team effort so far. Duran is the only one in single-digit scoring as far as the starters, but pretty much everybody else has scored. So it looks like they might take game one. So kudos to the Pistons.
It's kind of ironic that Jalen Duren wears 0 because what he's done for the Pistons so far in the entire playoffs has been 0, and that's the thing. If they can get Duren back to what he was doing in the regular season there, then it's all good. But he's been non-existent for them in now 8 games of the postseason, and I was a dumbass today and thought he was actually going to have a decent game tonight.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing from a lot of these, and one of the worries about the Pistons and them being the number 1 seed is lack of playoff experience. Yep. And some guys just have it to where they might sit out the whole regular season, but once it came to playoffs and big games, they were that guy. And I think for the Pistons, there's way too much of, hey, Cade, I hope you get something done here. Okay, we want you to lead the team in rebounds, assists,
everything,
and also three-point shooting because we need scoring. So can you just carry the whole team?
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too, guys. When we talked about this, I think it was around the last week of the regular season. Thanks for the heads up there, by the way, Nick. Austin Reeves does look a little hobbled right now. 12-11 early in that game, but it's a 2-1-1 theory. We know this. We've all watched the NBA long enough. You need your best player to win you 2 games. You need your second best player to win you a game, and then you need one of your role player guys to step up, and there's your 2-1-1. That's how you get to 4 in a 4-game series. And the fact that Tobias Harris has clearly emerged as the number 2 to the Pistons is a good thing, but it's also slightly concerning going forward. Isaiah Stewart's got 2 fouls here. Where are we at? We're in the third quarter, so that's not really a factor anymore. But I mean, at some point, and this was the baffling thing, and I haven't asked you guys that because obviously this is the first time you two have joined me here. It's, when you sit here and you dive into every single aspect of it, the Rockets knew damn well they needed a ball handler because of the Fred VanVleet injury. At the deadline, they did nothing. The Pistons knew damn well they needed another guy who could score consistently from the outside, and they did nothing. Luke Kennard was available for them too, and they just sat on their hands and addressed none of it. So I think if this team falls short of even the conference final round, you got to look at it from a Trajan Langdon standpoint and go, bro, what are you watching?
Yeah. I think, I don't know, it's just some of these guys are afraid to pull the trigger or make a mistake, or the whole, I think we're good enough. And I get it as the Pistons, you were the number 1 seed, but don't you want more? Like, do you not want to? You don't want to waste this season. You know, like the Orlando Magic, it might not have worked out, I guess, with Bane as much as they wanted, but at least they were going for it. They said, we need a score. Let's dump in and get a score. You know, when the Knicks got Bridges, they at least were trying to go for it. Those might be terrible examples because they're not paying off the way they wanted. But if you get the number 1 seed and you're a team like the Pistons, unless you think you're built like the Thunder, yes, you absolutely have to. Because really, how much longer do you think Tobias Harris is going to be able to be your second best player? You know, like this is not sustainable.
That's the
we might be a couple games away from that.
Right. Yeah. I forgot he was on the Pistons. I even called Herb the other day. I said, forgot Tobias Harris was even playing anymore. I don't know. I thought he was still in Philly, but I'm trying to keep up with the Lakers and OKC. It's 16-16 on my TV, and I think that's as close as it's going to be until like second, third quarter. And then
they were leading early though, Raj. So,
yeah, I know. I know. Don't give me any hope. Please don't give me any hope.
I actually, if they can get Doncic back quick enough, I actually think they have a decent shot to make it a series. I'm not going to sit here and call out them to win it, even though I did that when we made our playoff predictions. But I mean, without Doncic, they've got no shot. They get Doncic back fully healthy, I think they actually have a shot.
Well, that's my concern though, is when is he coming back? I didn't even look at the timetable today, but if I had to guess, it'd be at least another 2 weeks or something, and by then the series could possibly be over. Game 2 is Thursday, I believe, and then means Game 3 will probably be Sunday, Monday. I mean, he won't be back for those games, and if we go down 3-0, I mean, it's a wrap anyway. So,
and now you're looking at Reeves. If he's actually hurt, then that's gonna tell you need to be more cautious with Luke.
With him, maybe he came back a little too early or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll stay on the hardwood though. We'll go back to last night a little bit, and the Knicks put a freaking ass whooping on the Sixers last night. 137-98. Jalen Brunson, 35 points, and most of the Knicks starters, everybody was like, hey, the good news for Philly is not a lot of those guys played more than about 25 minutes. Well, the bad news for Philly is not really any of the Knicks played more than 30 minutes. So, OG Anunoby, 18. Cat had 17, 6 and 6 last night. 17 from Bridges, 35, as I mentioned, from Brunson. The Sixers were led by Paul George. And for the love of freaking God, VJ Edgecombe, when you're at 12 and I have you over 12 and a half, don't miss 2 damn free throws right before Nick Nurse is going to pull you out of the game. Make your free throws, kids. I thought we were done with that. I just got through March Madness yelling, make your bleeping free throws, and now I've got to do it at the NBA level. It's ridiculous. What'd you guys make? We'll go middle over here. What'd you make of last night's beat down by the Knicks?
Not totally unexpected, I guess. This is how it was a quick turnaround from an emotional series. The Knicks have been sitting there waiting, and this is how Philly started out against Boston. So they clearly, somewhere in the middle of the second quarter, decided, let's just look on to Game 2, and got blitzed, and it was over. So, it's totally off. Not totally surprising. It's not soccer. You don't get the aggregate score. So, blowout at a couple points, it all doesn't matter. So, Game 2 will be the telltale sign. If the Knicks can sustain that for another game,
You imagine that shit if we were playing aggregate score, they'd still be trying to finish the Hawks-Knicks series with the Hawks trying to catch up in that Game 6.
Oh, how do you lay that egg, though, by the way, in an elimination game at home? That's embarrassing.
Well, and it was like what the Rockets went out and did basically the same damn thing the next night. It wasn't as bad. I mean, there's only been one game worse than that in the history of the NBA playoffs. Chris Paul knows what we're talking about. But what did you think of the beatdown last night, Raj?
I mean, good shooting for the Knicks. They shot 51% from the 3 and then 71 overall from the field. It's kind of hard to, stop a team when they're shooting the ball that well. Jalen Brunson had the big game with 35 points. Overall, they just played a good team game. Obviously, they played good defense against Philly. And Philly eventually got to a point where they knew they were never really going to be in the game and they were going to recover. So that was that. I do have a small question for you guys. On a superstar scale of 1 to 10, 10 being superstar, where does Jalen Brunson lie at? What would you guys consider?
7 for me.
7?
He's a guy that can get you some tough buckets, but they're all tough because of his size. Mm-hmm. And the part that when we start talking superstar, I need something at the other end.
Like defensively,
or him and Cat, And I one of my questions is about that in Brown's comments, by the way. So yeah, somewhere there. Yeah, he'll score a bunch, but I don't know that it's sustainable for him.
Yeah.
And I think I would really start to question if you think you can win if you're the Knicks and he's your best player.
Yeah.
If he's your second or third, I'd feel more comfortable. But I'm not getting enough at the other end.
Yeah, I'm about where you're at. I think in that 6-7 range for him. 6-7.
Oh no.
It's there's a side story behind that one. I was hanging around the McKenzie kids for 12 days and I heard more 6-7s in those 12 days than I ever cared to hear in my life. But it's I think he's extremely underrated, and it's rare because he plays in New York, so that doesn't make any freaking sense. But I think it does have a lot to do with his size. But for me, yeah, he's an easy top 7 player in the league right now. I think so.
Okay. Just curious. Curious.
Top 7.
Huh?
You said he's a top 7 player in the league right now.
I think so. I would put him up there.
I'm trying to think.
I was trying to count him down. Yeah.
No, I don't know. There's a I don't know if I would have him in the top 7, but he's.
Yeah. I don't think I'd have him in my top 10.
What? Who's not okay? Let's start this way. Let's work our way backwards. See, I told you guys on this show we go all kinds of different directions. So, number one player in the world right now. Who is it?
I mean, I don't know about number 1, but I'm gonna give you SGA, Joker, Giannis when healthy, Luka. That's 4 without going too far, right? Jaylen Brown, especially after this year, I'd rather have than him. So that gets me to at least 5.
Are you counting a healthy Jason Tatum?
Yeah, Jason Tatum I'd rather have than him too. So that already gets me to what, 6? You'd rather have Brunson over Jason Tatum?
I think so.
No. I need Tatum's size.
No. Yeah,
I need ball handlers, man. I need ball handlers.
Jason Tatum can ball handle just as much.
I'm not saying he can't. What do you? Just because you're in max seat tonight doesn't mean you have to go pro Celtics on me.
I'm not. I was happy they got knocked out. I'm just telling you, Jason Tatum is a better player than Jalen Brunson.
Where's your?
I think most GMs around the league would go with that.
I'm done with you. If I could rally you, I'd mute you right now. Raj, where you got your top 7 players in the league?
Honestly, pretty much around the same range as Herb. I might mix up Luka and then whatever, but those 7. I'm trying to think of some other ones. I like Cade, but I don't think Cade's top 10 right now.
What about Wemby?
I forgot about Wemby. With his shot blocking and his scoring, I'd put him in ahead of Brunson. I'd definitely take him ahead of Brunson. You already said SGA.
Interesting.
I think Brunson's out of the top 10 for me, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yep.
Bring in a couple of football guys from Alabama and we start talking top 10 NBA.
For me, I'm just thinking about the word player, overall player, not just scorer. So that's what kind of gets me.
I could buy that side of the argument.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson does a lot of things, obviously on the offensive side. I think he leaves a little bit to be desired defensively for sure. Whereas you get obviously with a Wemby, and we'll talk about Wemby here in a second because I think I can still feel the Minnesota tears from last night for all the fouls, not blocks. We'll talk about that here in a second. But yeah, that's an interesting one. If you go top 10 players in the NBA.
Yep.
I think Jalen Brunson's definitely a top 10 player in the NBA, and I would probably have him more on the 7 side. But now Philadelphia is going to turn to game 2, which is tomorrow night. And again, if we learned anything from the first round of the playoffs, it's that Philadelphia is not going to be scared. They're not going to be thrown off by this. I don't think anybody was surprised. I even put it in our newsletter this morning. Because I wrote it on Sunday, but I said regardless of what happens in game 1, I still like Philadelphia over the long haul because the Knicks have been too damn inconsistent this year. Do I care who wins? No, I really don't care who wins. Not one bit whatsoever. My NBA champion's already out, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes and how that series progresses. The other game last night was fantastic as Minnesota and San Antonio, 2 teams that I really wanted to see start a good rivalry.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Anthony Edwards isn't going to play. Well, he played. He had 18 points last night for the Wolves, and they snake out a 104-102 victory. To tell you how my betting night went last night, I had Julius Randle under 20.5 points, and he got points 20 and 21 with 48 seconds left. Thanks for nothing there. But that was an interesting game last night, and you got to hand it to the Wolves going in without DiVincenzo, without 100% Anthony Edwards. And they really just kind of made things frustrating on the Spurs last night. 11, 15, and 12 for the alien, Victor Wembanyama, last night. And the story today was everybody's replaying every single thing, saying at least 4 of those blocks should have been fouls or goaltends. We can cry about it. That's not why you lost the game, San Antonio, but a pretty damn good game last night. Yeah.
I think it was one. The first thing I noticed about that game when I called Herb, I said, this has to be one of the brightest games that I've ever seen with the colors of the guys, the people in the crowd and the colors on the court. I was like, I have no idea what's going on, but this is an entertaining game. I was surprised to see Anthony Edwards get in the game. I really, really thought he was just going to sit that one out and they were going to take the L, just take a risk, and maybe he comes back for game 2 or game 3. But good for him. He got, 18 points, about 25 minutes. So good, nice production off the bench. Wemby didn't shoot the ball well, 5 for 17, but he kind of makes up for it on the other end as far as the blocks, the rebounds, everything else. But still, this is the second round of the playoffs. We need you to show up every night. They need Wemby averaging minimum 20, 25 a night, to be honest with you, to kind of get through this. But I think the Spurs will bounce back. I think they'll fight their way back into the series, and they'll be okay.
Speechless in the middle.
I was just scared. I want to make sure we were good to talk about the NBA. No, I think the thing about Anthony Edwards was his buckets were timely, especially in that third quarter, fourth quarter. So it wasn't the minutes. He was impactful. And this is very strange, but it's like Wemby's offense has been really down since the concussion. And I don't think that they're but it's just weird because the first couple games back, it just seemed like he was off. So the defense has been there, but they're not getting the production. Now, Wemby starts off a bad series. Jokic has a bad series. Like, is it time to stop the Rudy Gobert hate? Or because I don't want to. I don't like Rudy Gobert. I think he has the most punchable face in the NBA. But is it time?
You're not going to get an argument from me on that one.
I don't know anybody that actually likes Rudy Gobert. I don't know any Rudy Gobert fans.
Rudy Gobert's family doesn't like Rudy Gobert. So
French people don't like Rudy Gobert.
I know, they don't.
No, they don't. So, but I don't know. I mean, something is different. But no, Minnesota is winning by defense and timely buckets. They're still missing DiVincenzo, their second best, and they're their best bench scorer with Ayo, and I always mess up his last name, but
Dosumu. Yeah, I think that the panel is unanimous here, Shai. Yeah. Shai, you got to send me a DM, dude. I got to talk to you anyways. That was the impressive thing is to go in there. And again, we talk about this all the time. This is still a young Spurs team, and they have 8 guys that basically average double figures for them. Yep. The last came in at 9.9, but you need those veterans, that veteran presence that you have on the team to contribute and to lead the guys into these deeper waters of the postseason. And Luke Cornett, Harrison Barnes, and De'Aaron Fox, and the 3 of them last night combined for 14 points, which just goes to show that, like, and I'll say this: we were talking, and appreciate that Bama fan show.
Appreciate that, guys.
That's our boy JT who was in here.
JT.
It's Stephon Castle is becoming a superstar right before our friggin' eyes, and that combo of Castle and Wemby going forward is going to be fantastic. But we also have to remember that while Mitch Johnson was handpicked by the Spurs and Greg Popovich, this is still new waters for him on the sidelines as well. Yeah. And I think I'm interested to see how they adjust in game 2. I think at home they will. Yeah. But it's got to be better on the defensive end. And maybe we can call it just a good shooting night for the Wolves, and those happen, and there's really nothing you can do about it. But rotationally, they were slow defensively last night. The Spurs were way slower than you would expect them to be, and maybe we're in those deeper waters now, and this is a young basketball team, and we're going to see that from them from time to time going forward here.
Growing pains, yeah.
Well, to that point, Stephon Castle, foul trouble. Mm-hmm. They bring him off the bench with 5. I think he got his 6th foul like 2 seconds later. Like, I swear it was the very first play. And I'm like, when you're a better offensive player, and you might be, like you said, with De'Aaron Fox not playing well, you might be the second best offensive player. You might be the best with Wemby struggling. Your offense is going to be more needed than that one little bump foul that you got. You have to play smarter than that. And I was just watching him, just thinking that his body language looked bad. And I said, that's you. The vet says, okay, look, he might get this bucket right here, but I'm gonna go get 2 buckets on the other end, and we'll be okay. You just can't. At that
you
stage.
can't have him playing 28 minutes in a playoff game. That's not going to work for him. And they had a great game from Dylan Harper off the bench. He had 18. Keldon Johnson had 11. It was really just the defense. And I'm glad you brought that up, Herb, because the 28 minutes out of Stephon Castle is not the jam for the Spurs if they want to have any success.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
Duncan
and they're also
Robinson,
a team that's kind of ahead of schedule too. So, like you said, that's
and that's one of those things that we talk about a lot on the show. And Max coined the phrase on the show. He calls it a step up here, and it's like, hey, you got to learn how to lose a championship before you can win one. And it's that. Right. I like to refer to it, and you guys know this better than anybody, with Bama. Like, and we can use Bama basketball, I think, as a perfect example for this. Nate Oates, and he's done a great job there. He's one of my favorite friggin' coaches. You got to knock on the door, and eventually you can get through the door. And I know, and I'm not going to speak for you guys because I can't here, but I'm pretty sure I can guess the direction here. Bama fans, from a basketball standpoint, are going, we've been right there. How many damn times? When are we going to get through this? And it's the Spurs and Bama basketball kind of, I can see a cross path there a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, and Herb even called it before this last season for Bama basketball. Herb said this season we're probably going to take a step back. We made it to the Sweet 16, didn't necessarily make it as far as we wanted to, but Herb called it. I kind of agreed with him when we look at the roster prior to the season. But we're hoping that we they got some new bigs in the portal, got a few bigs. We're kind of curious to see what Amari Allen does. Guard play, again, the Aiden Holloway situation is kind of floating out there. I have no idea how that's going to turn out. So once we get a decent backcourt, I think we'll be all right for next year, and then we can make another run. But to Mike's point, I mean, we're hungry for it. We have this kind of fever, this itch for it. We just want to make it to the national championship game, and if not, win a natty sometime very soon.
Yeah. And to your
Go ahead.
Was that Harden that pushed him? I kept missing.
That was James Harden and Duncan Robinson pushing each other. Didn't have that one on my bingo card.
Yeah.
For tonight.
That's not even the undercard. That's like the
No, that's the one that's on like Nickelodeon before you go to ESPN, before you go to pay-per-view. That's where we're at with this one. I think this is another good point here though from Shy. Like, they need that kind of production from Julius Randle, Minnesota, if they're going to win this series. And obviously they got the leg up there, and Randle was big for him last night. Ant's only going to get more miles on the tires and be more ready to go. I mean, and I hope this is because, obviously we know that San Antonio and Oklahoma City hate each other. Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama, that's somebody that wouldn't want to fight on an undercard, and they've tried to do it a couple of times already this year. But I think Minnesota and San Antonio makes a lot of sense for a good, healthy rivalry as well for me in the West.
Yeah. But are you taking that away from the Minnesota-Denver rivalry, or are you just giving them multiple rivals? Because
Denver's got Denver. The offseason for Denver is going to be very interesting because the Cam Johnson thing kind of blew up in their face. Christian Brown's in an interesting situation. Joker's not happy. And when you look at the contract makeup of them, I'm very interested to see if Aaron Gordon's on their roster to start next year. So I think for me is like, I want to see some newer blood because I think the talent across the league is getting spread out pretty good now. Like, I want to see those like back in the East in our heydays as young booger eaters running around the living room. Like, you had the Celtics, the Bulls, the Pistons, all going, and the Knicks, like kind of all battling. You had rivalry within rivalry, sub rivalry. There was like, it was must see TV friggin' every night. And I think we've gone way farther away from that now, but we're starting to get a little bit of that back. And I see that in the West. If Denver can figure out their shit, and you've got OKC, San Antonio, Denver, and Minnesota, I mean, sorry about it, Warrior fans, Laker fans, Clipper fans, and Suns fans, and Sonics fans, when you guys come back, that's the reality where we're at in the West right now. We need those 4 teams. If you're a basketball fan, we need those 4 teams to hate each other.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think we've kind of gotten to the age where everybody thought everybody had to be friends, and that's not the case. You know, you guys aren't hanging out, or if y'all want to hang out, go in the off season. But
the thing is, they all do hang out though.
Yeah, it's okay. When Joker was chasing down old dude for putting up the layup at the end, I was like, well, that's more effort that he's put in for the entire game. But guy wants to score a little and rub salt in the wound. I say go for it, man. First off, you're professionals, so that's fine anyway. But if that's how a hated rivalry has to grow a little bit,
I'm fine with it.
Fine, you know?
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, there's still no shortage of offense, though, at the Ball Arena in Denver, as Colorado has just scored again, 3-1. The Avs are up on the Wild early in the second period. We had 2 goals 6 seconds apart in that game. Nick Waugh just had his 13th playoff goal of his career there. And what a wild, pun intended, no pun intended, a wild game. Game 1 the other night, 9-6. So we have one team that scores 9 goals and wins game 1 of their series. And then in the game 7 that preceded it, we saw a team win in overtime with only 9 shots on goal. And the scoring has continued tonight in Denver. We'll get a little bit more into some hockey conspiracy theories that are floating around everywhere today. I wanted to get your guys' take on this because I've asked T and Mac this a couple of times. The Warriors are in an interesting situation, and now it sounds like maybe Steve Kerr might come back. Draymond Green in the news, him and Austin Rivers having quite the pissing contest over social media right now. If you're the Golden State Warriors right now and you're in charge of the Warriors, what do you do in their situation?
As far as Steve Kerr, or as far as in general?
Steve Kerr, the roster, like where do you go forward if you're the Warriors? It's an interesting time for them.
Let me see. How old is Steph? Steph is
37.
Their whole roster's old, though. Their whole roster now is old and broken down, right? Because his Butler supposed to come back.
Butler will probably be like
healthy.
Butler will be like January next year, probably by the time they get full use of him.
I mean, can I get a time machine and go back and don't draft Wiseman and Kuminga and maybe trade them for something that would have got, those picks for something that would extend the life? This whole 2 timelines thing is where you just blew it up. Try to get youth and Steph Curry's very end of his career, and you just screwed it. It's a long way of saying I have no idea where you go because you don't have any tradable assets at this point, right? I mean, you're not trading.
Just their first round picks. That's really all they're in control of.
And do they have all of their everything first round? So now it's like Steph Curry, if healthy for a whole season, gets you enough to where you're not in the lottery. So those picks aren't really worth a lot, right? Well, I guess it depends on if the lottery changes, but you're not terrible enough to get a top pick. I don't know.
It's okay. See, if we learned anything from draft lotteries tonight in the NHL, if Adam Silver rigs the lottery and AJ Bonsa gets drafted number 1 overall by the Warriors, then we're talking about a different conversation here.
Yeah.
Come on, Raj. You're the GM of the Herb N Rodg Podcast. So how would you fix the Warriors?
I mean, first of all, the thing is, if you if you don't bring Steve Kerr back, I mean, what does the team look like? I feel like they're on the brink of entering a rebuild stage, but they don't want to necessarily come out and publicly admit it. But that's pretty much where they're headed to. I think you've seen the best years of Draymond Green. Steph still has a little life left in the tank, but not enough to kind of lead them to a championship. And especially in this young West, with the teams like Minnesota, OKC, San Antonio, the Warriors can't keep up with them. The Lakers can't keep up with them. So you finally have to accept the fate and say, hey, we saw our dynasty. That period is over. How do we start from scratch going forward? And what does that take? I mean, if you're Steph, if you can come back, go ahead and do that. That's fine, but I don't know how much better Draymond Green is going to make the team, to be honest with you. They need a lot of young scoring on the team, and they just don't have it right now. Herb mentioned Jimmy Butler, but I don't know if Jimmy Butler, when he comes back, how healthy he's going to be, or how happy he's going to be. We've seen his track record, and whenever he's not happy somewhere, he just I don't want to do this anymore. So
right, I'm gonna blow the whole thing up on the way out.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting.
Yeah. What if Steph says I want to play 2 or 3 more years?
Yeah,
You let him
that's
do
fine.
it. He's the greatest
Yeah.
shooter to ever step on a
Yeah,
basketball
that's fine.
court.
That's
So
fine.
then, what do you tell him about what are you going to build around him?
You tell him to bring Bob Myers back because Mike Dunleavy Jr. doesn't have a set of balls.
Give me, Mike and Herb, give me 1 second. Okay.
Uh-oh. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, because Steph
Old man
deserves to
bathroom break,
desire. He has to retire a Warrior. It has to. So, what do? You don't have the assets to really fill out the team around him, right? So, do you just hope Jimmy Butler regains everything and Porzingis can get you like 60 games and playoffs?
I think they're going to re-sign Porzingis. I really do, because it's funny because I've said this before. Rick Celebrini, who's Macklin Celebrini of the San Jose Sharks' father, was the only guy to kind of get Kristaps Porzingis healthy on the floor consistently towards at the end of like the season for the Warriors. And I think when he was on the floor, if you're a Warrior fan, it's intriguing. And your big if here is a healthy Steph Curry, a healthy Jimmy Butler, a healthy Draymond Green, a healthy Kristaps Porzingis. Let's say the perfect scenario basically happens. Those four guys can win you some games. They can win you playoff series. That's a good group, especially if you've got guys like Brandon Pajemski off the bench, and they saw spots from Will Richard this year. Like, you can do it. It's a question of how are you going to try and get Giannis? How are you going to try and get Kawhi Leonard? What are you going to do there? It's an interesting spot that they're in. I think the Lakers off season, the Rockets off season, and the Warriors off season would be like documentary worthy on something. Shy checking back in here. Yeah, I do agree with that 100%. I mean, it's DeAnthony Melton. There's another Warrior that they'll be in an interesting kind of decision point on next year for sure. But updating what's going on right now, nobody's scored in the last 90 seconds in Colorado, so maybe the offense is dying out there finally. Detroit 93-88, 6:32 left in the fourth. Oklahoma City's opened it up at the end of the first quarter. Early in the second quarter here, they're up 36-26 on the Lakers as well. LeBron with 12 early for the Lake Show.
And I assume Reeves has not come back, right? So
I'm on Jennifer Garner Capital One commercial right now. Let's see. He is not on the floor right now. 9 minutes. So don't know. Don't have anything in front of that. If anybody's watching out there in TV land, feel free to.
Luke Kennard's at 8 minutes, so that makes me wonder because all the starters have played good minutes.
Yeah, baseball scores going on right now. Philly pounding Old Philly 9-0 as they're beating the Western Sacramento Nomads right now. Baltimore and Miami, that's been a weird game. 7-6 in the bottom of the eighth. Red Sox up 10-3 on the Tigers. Minnesota up 10-3 on the Nationals. Yankees and Rangers 6-3 in the eighth. Bottom of the sixth in Chicago. Cincinnati up 2-0. Kansas City up 5-3 on Cleveland. Dodgers and Houston in the fifth. 2-0 there. Tampa beat Toronto.
Start right there.
Oh, that's right, it is. I wonder if he's hitting today, too. Let's see. He is not hitting yet again while pitching, so interesting. I wonder if the Dodgers got tired of people bitching about the extra time he gets to warm up when he's pitching and hitting in a game. If that was their, hey, we're not going to make a scene out of this, but hey, let's try and do this. You guys don't need, you don't need the advantage anyways. You're going.
Oh, Harden actually going a little streak here to pull the Cavs within 3. So one of the questions I was going to ask you as a hockey guy, what is better? Because I asked this before the season started, before the playoffs started, and what series I should follow. So a guy like me, who's outside hockey fan, I love watching like this Minnesota, Colorado, and what was it, Edmonton and was it Anaheim in the first round? Okay. But then you mentioned like the Montreal Tampa Bay game where Montreal wins and has 9 shots and it's tight. What is better for hockey and hockey playoffs?
It's tough because if you asked all three of us on the show, we would all three have a different freaking answer. For me, the 3-3 kind of not even back and forth game, because I referenced this when Anaheim and Edmonton played their game where Edmonton started up 2-0. End of the first period. Second period, the Ducks get back in. It's 2-2, and then they trade goals in the third, but the third one came hella late. Then they go to overtime. Those are the kind of games that I like. I thoroughly enjoyed, and I'm still kind of mind blown at what I watched on Sunday night from Denver in that game one between Minnesota and Denver. But I think it depends on the hockey fan that you ask. Like, Mac is I was thrown off when he said this. But knowing Mac, it didn't surprise me after I processed it, is he wants to see a compelling game. The scoring doesn't matter to him. He wants to see a clean game, no fights. And I was like, how do you watch a hockey game and not want to see a fight? I called him a communist too.
What game was it they started off 10 seconds in, just dropped and started swinging?
That was game one of the Ottawa Carolina series. Okay, so I'll tell you this. So as the outside hockey fan, like you just mentioned, if you were going to ask me what series in the second round do I watch, now granted we've already seen a couple of them get going already. The Montreal Buffalo series, that's the one you're going to want to go, oh hey, Montreal and Buffalo are playing, I want to see this. That's going to be a freaking war. And from all the times that the Canadians and the Sabres have played in the past and that old rivalry and everything else there, like, you're really, really gonna want to see that one for sure. So like, that would be my advice to you as a hockey casual, not saying that in a bad way, because I think you'd say that's exactly what you are. Like, that's the one you want to see. And I think the Ducks Knights series is going to be really, really good too. Last night's game was interesting and controversial. Was it icing? Was it not icing? It's a referee perspective thing. The Ducks skater, who I can't remember who it was up front, he could have skated a little bit harder, one more stride, as they were talking about on the broadcast. Probably would have got the icing call, but I think that's going to be a hell of a series. But I can't wait. And I love it because, obviously, like you guys are, we're on tomorrow night as well. But that Canadian Sabres game starts at 4, so I'm going to get a good hour and a half into that game before we have to, actually try and put our smart guy hats on and try and talk sports for an hour. What a shame.
Right.
Such a hard thing to do. Are you good, Raj? Everything come out okay?
Had to take care of something. Sorry about that. My apologies, but yeah, I'm good. I just walked in. I'm a hockey casual too, so not sure where you left off.
Herb was asking me what I considered basically a good game in the playoffs, and I kind of like the back and forth, but it's not like the trade goal. It's more of like, hey, this team went up 2-0. This team came back to even it. Then they went down 3-2, and it's like that kind of stuff to me makes a really freaking good game. I mean, I didn't complain about a 9-6 game on Sunday, other than the fact that there was 14 different goal scorers in Sunday's game, and TJ and I could not pick one of them right.
Wow.
14 different goal scorers, and neither one of us had one of the guys that actually scored a goal, because it was like what we were talking about with the NBA stuff. It's like, you need your role players to be role players, and that game was like role player, didn't see that one coming, Like, it was entertaining, but yeah, I like those I like a good double overtime game, 3-3 going into double OT.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Fair enough. I like that.
Sorry, had to fix my ears there for a second. All right. I was hesitant to do this. But I have to do this.
Jinx.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the right way to present it. There's a couple of different ways we can go. We just saw that the NCAA tournament got expanded. Saw today that the AFCA is talking about what they're proposing and wanting to do with the college football playoff format. Give me your guys' take now that we screwed with a good thing and expansion is basically just days from being signed in March Madness before we go to the football side of things.
Community teams.
Yeah.
It's too much, and we're not helping out the mid-majors and stuff anymore because NIL has basically destroyed them. Mm-hmm. So we're really saying, hey, we want the 11th team from the SEC and the 10th team from the Big Ten
Basically.
also make the tournament. Which, what's the point?
Yeah, we get it. We know why it happened. It's the same reason why the college football playoff expanded. It's a money thing, but
for sure.
Good God, you're not selling any more tickets to have somebody go watch Mississippi State, who backdoored their way into seed number 76. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
Right.
And I just don't know if this expansion is going to lead to more upsets. I mean, every once in a while you see what happens, but at this point, let's be honest. If you weren't the top 64 or however you want to look at it, 68 teams, if you couldn't make it into that tournament, I don't know how much more help you could get. I mean, you got to look at your record and your schedule and say, okay, maybe we shouldn't have lost that many games. Now you're going to look at your schedule and say, okay, we can lose 10 to 15 of these games and we'll still make it in. And then after this, is there still going to be an NIT or a college basketball invitational and all the other ones after that? I mean, who's going to play in those tournaments?
Yeah, that random tournament they came up with on a Wednesday. Just started.
I think that was the CBI this year. I was like, I didn't even know Oklahoma and these other teams were in this tournament. I didn't even know what was going on. But
and they canceled one of them too.
Yeah,
because they just saw the writing on the wall. It's ridiculous. We know why we're doing it. It sucks, but I mean, they're going to go ahead and do it anyways. What I found today that I feel is a little more alarming to me, and this is per Ross Dellinger, and it was behind a paywall, so I wasn't going to read the nuts and bolts of it. But basically, the AFCA board, the American Football Coaches Association, has recommended the following: expanded playoff with maximum participation. That's the part that scares the shit out of me from a football standpoint. Elimination of conference title games. Don't know how I feel about that. Ending the college football playoff by mid-January. That I'm all for. But when you're talking about expanding the college football playoff, and we know it's going to eventually, but we're in this much of a hurry to do it now. It's when I hear maximum participation, it makes me wonder, guys, how far we're going to take this dog and pony show.
Yeah.
As Jared Vanderbilt just took one to the Vanderbilts right now. He's making sure everybody knows.
Yes.
He had the look on his face that we've all had at one point.
I'd be over
it was like it was just frozen like that for a second. I love the ending the college football season in January. The maximum participation thing scares me, but we'll get to that part when it gets there. The conference title game thing is very interesting. And with the three of us being SEC guys, Mac being Mr. Conference of Champions, as he calls the Big Ten now, I see that they don't matter in the bigger conferences as much, but I don't know that I want to see them go away either. I'd rather see them go, give me a semifinal and a final per conference. I think that's got a lot of legs to me, rather than just getting rid of them all together,
Go ahead, Russ.
No, I like the conference championship game simply for bragging rights. Just being honest. I like being able to say you're the king of the SEC, king of whatever the conference, that you're participating in. But honestly, with this expansion, and then once it expands, it's probably going to expand a few more games. I knew once it got to 12, eventually it would go to something higher. The more expansion you see, I mean, these games are just going to become pretty much useless. I mean, you're the king of your conference, but is that really going to help you when it comes to playoff? I don't know. Maybe it gives you a better seed. Maybe it doesn't. But I'm just not going to see any use for them going forward, unfortunately.
I think as you expand and you get rid of the conference title games, you're going to start seeing more of those kickoff games come back. Hey, it doesn't matter now if I schedule Texas and Ohio State at the beginning of the year because that loss doesn't hurt like it does when it's 12. That'll be the trade-off. But I'm with Raj. I like, being able to, hey, I was the champion of the SEC, right?
Yeah.
Versus I was first in the SEC, but I mean, take Texas A&M, right? You only played one team. Had you beat Texas, you would have been the number one seed in the SEC and have missed out of the top 5 or 6 seeds, you missed all but one of them, in the SEC. The way the scheduling is going, you still kind of need those conference championship games. But look at how many teams got to miss the conference championship game or were better off for it. Georgia wins the SEC seed and doesn't. Their seed was already locked in. So basically, losing would hurt them, but winning you got the extra trophy. I like that, but
Georgia
You got nothing
won
to
the
gain.
SEC the past 2 years, but they haven't won a playoff game since I think 2022, I believe. And
I'm
then
with, I'm with your
bring
guy.
back the
Travis.
Pac-10. Yeah, I would love the Pac-10 to come back. Yeah, I'm fine with that. And then to Herb's point, I mean, Ole Miss didn't make the conference championship game, but they ended up beating Georgia and had a nice little run last year. So
I gotta see if I still have this. I hope the hell I do. Oh, here we go. Speaking of, we'll put Shai's comment back up there for
What's
context
that?
for everybody.
Oh yeah.
So during the 2023 season,
Okay.
the Pac-12 had Heisman winner Caleb Williams, Heisman finalist Bo Nix, Michael Penix, Cam Ward again, and then you go into the rest of this. Heisman winner Travis Hunter, second overall pick Travis Hunter, number 1 overall pick Fernando Mendoza, number 2 overall pick David Bailey. They were all in the 2023 season. They were all in the Pac-12.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of NFL talent for a conference that we just said, nah, we don't need this
them
one anymore.
Yeah.
Their last year, they pulled out all the stops. They had 6 or 7 teams in the top 25. It's like for the last year, they said, okay, let's if we're going out, let's go out in style.
That was like the going away party. Hey, we'll remind you that we were good.
Yes.
Bryce Harper with a second homer today. I actually found this not behind a paywall, guys. So here's the nuts and bolts of it. So the AFCA recommended the changes to the calendar would end the season by the second Monday in January, while also pushing for an increased access to the college football playoff. The board announced 4 proposed calendar changes, ending conference championship games, reducing open weeks in the season from 2 to 1, preserving an exclusive window for Army, Navy in December, but allowing postseason games to be played on the same day, which that's going to piss off everybody, and reducing the number of days between games to no fewer than 6. Recommended that the regular season begin earlier on the Thursday of what is now known as Week 0, starting with the 2027 season. So there's a little more context to it.
Right.
The Week 0 thing is absolutely ridiculous to me. Let's just get everybody playing. What are we waiting for? And if you're going to start weeks, and think about it. What does the NFL do? They're trying to jam games into every possible opening here. Well, if you're college football, and again, we've talked about this, you guys have talked about it on your show, with nobody set in charge of college football here, Thursday night, you could have a doubleheader, 2 great games. Friday night, you could have a doubleheader, 2 great games. Then you have your all-day Saturday. You could even do Sunday and Monday in that opening weekend. You could just take over and turn Week 0 into a football festival from Thursday to Monday. We say it all the time on the show. Do I have to run every sports league in America right now? Because what are we doing here? How do we not see that opportunity? And speaking of money, if you can be a part of the football palooza or whatever the hell you want to call that thing over 5 days, think of the advertising dollars with that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't get how they're not trying to take advantage of that. And we want more football and we want it sooner anyway. So let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because whenever Week 0 does come, now it's like Herb and I talk about, are you going to watch some of these games? Yeah, because it's college football, but I'm not going to be interested in any of them. I have no idea who's playing on some of these teams. It's like the College of Charleston versus the Southwestern Missouri School of the Deaf and the Blind. But it's football, so I guess I'll pay attention to it, but I don't really care. So.
Yeah,
but apparently
they have that one game overseas that's worthwhile.
Yeah.
At least 2 teams, So.
Last year it was like Michigan versus Michigan State in Ireland, and I was like, they're in the same state. Why are we doing this?
Well, it's like the NFL sending San Francisco and the Rams to friggin' Australia to play a division game. What are we doing?
Exactly.
Makes no damn sense. All right, since you guys are on the show. This is a great point here, too, and we talk about how it's affected college football. Shai's a Midwest guy. He's a Chicago guy. But,
for sure.
I mean, we all get off on Pac-12 after dark. I mean, it's like a drug, dude. And without them, it filled a void, and we're going to have the Pac back next year. But, I mean, we're reaching the bottom of the barrel on a couple of the teams there. So, since you guys are on the show, and since we're about done for the evening, you guys play a game on your show called Work, Play, Live, Ditch, Herb and Rodg have swag ahead of us. Those of you that normally watch our show, you can understand where I'm at with that. It's coming. But why don't you guys explain it, and then I'm going to make you guys play it with a couple of people that you're very familiar with.
Oh, man, that's getting spicy.
Never mind. Don't explain it, Raj. Don't explain it.
You go ahead, Herb.
So basically, it's exactly like it sounds. He's going to give us 4 names, okay? And you have to put them in the 4 categories. Work, who you're going to work with, 40 hours a week. Play, that's who you're going out with on Friday nights, who you're hanging out with, or look on Roger's shirt playing golf with. What I said, work, play, live. That's your roommate. You know, if they're bad at doing the dishes and stuff, maybe you don't pick that person. And ditch, when they call you, you send them to voicemail.
Kind of like what Herb does every time I call him. I want the record to reflect that, like, I called Rodg today, and he answered on the second damn ring. Just so you know.
And explain that it was Raj, though. So,
yeah, he thought I was calling you.
Yeah.
All right. So work, play, live, ditch. I'm going to start with you in the middle, Herb. So your 4 names. Rodg, Vegas Mac, TJ, and let's just go with me because it sounds like it fits the theme there.
Wow. Okay.
And you do have to explain
TJ.
your reasoning because you guys made me do that on your show. So
I'm ditching TJ because he said something bad about Bama that one time, and he said, Herb, I hope you're not puckered up from it or whatever. I don't even remember what it was, but I'm petty enough to say, I don't even remember why you made me bad, but you made me bad. So TJ is getting ditched. I will work with Vegas Mac because he just seems like I'll be to work on time. Maybe it's a glasses thing. You know, guys with glasses will go there, we're not going to do any of the heavy lifting, but we'll figure out how many guys it takes to get all the other stuff done. So work with Vegas Mac. I will live with Raj because we would just work on the podcast all day and watch sports all day and probably not get anything else done. So it would be great. And then I'm going out with Mike because then I know the dress code is very casual. I will enjoy myself and we will have a good time. He was pre-gaming before this show, so I know we're going to have a good time. So that's my work, play, live.
There's no alcohol on this show. What are you talking about?
He has some water.
Okay. He had some water.
Yeah.
Hydrated.
I will advise you that if I am the play partner there, you might want to inform your wife ahead of time because she might make a decision before that, or just don't tell her because apparently that's my thing now. So Raj, now it's on you. Which way are you going?
Well, based on what you just said, I'm hanging out with Mike.
Jesus.
I think I'll be good there now. I'll be covered.
Wow.
I am going to live with Herb for the reasons he just mentioned. I know we have pretty much a lot of things in common, so I think that would be pretty fun just to live with Herb. So now I got Vegas Mac and TJ. I don't know them too well, so I have to. I guess I'll work with. He said Vegas Mac.
Mm-hmm.
I work with Vegas Mac, and I'll just ditch TJ. But there's no.
Wow.
I don't have an ill reason to ditch TJ. I'm sorry. I can admit that. But
Poor TJ,
if you're watching,
I can't believe you would ditch him.
If your name gets mentioned again, I won't ditch you next time, TJ. I hope that makes you feel better, buddy.
TJ and I have some stories from TJ's way younger days. I'm still a spry chicken, but
Raj ditched somebody from Roll Tide Nation, and they have not forgiven.
They have not gotten over it. I was like, dude. I mean, what was I supposed to do? And I've ditched her before, so I didn't want to ditch him again. So
I usually get ditched before you name all the people.
I know.
So I have done a work, play, live, ditch. All right, Raj, I'm like, here's a work, play, live, ditch. He goes, I'm ditching Herb. I said, you don't even know if I'm in it yet or not. I said, I don't care.
You guys wrestled up J-Bake. He's checking in.
Shout out to J-Bake.
All right, so I'm glad you brought that up, though, because I am going to pander to your audience right now, because I don't know if you guys have ever done this version of this on your show. So we're going to do work, play, live, ditch, Alabama edition with Mike's spin on it. And I'm going to make Raj start this time.
Okay.
Nick Saban, Kalen DeBoer, Nate Oates, Patrick Murphy.
Ooh. All right.
I had a version of this given to me the other night.
I figured in some form it had been asked to you guys before, but I threw Patrick Murphy
Price
in.
and Kane Womack in there.
I'm more curious to get in the minds of the other three coaches. So with that being said, I'll ditch Patrick Murphy. I'm going to work with. I'll work with. Oh, hold on, man. This is a hard.
Come on, man. It's not like choosing Kirby Smart's defensive driving class.
I'm going to hang out with Saban since he's retired now. And I saw, you saw him come out at the Morgan Wallen concert. I just want to know what a day in the life of Nick Saban retired is like. He might fuss at me every once in a while. Maybe I didn't bring him the right oatmeal cream pie or something like that. I could take that, but I'll live with Saban. I'm going to work with. I'm going to hang out with. God, this is tough, man. I'm going to hang out with DeBoer. I think he's got a lot of pressure on him. He just needs a night out, but he just needs to get out away from.
I thought
football.
You just said you were hanging out with Saban.
I thought I was living with Saban.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll work with Nate Oates. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm reading.
I can live with that.
I'm reading the comment section.
Uh-oh.
I'm distracted by it. It's good. All right, so recap that.
That's funny.
Recap what you got there. You ditched Patrick Murphy.
I ditched Patrick Murphy. I'm hanging out with DeBoer, working with Oates.
Okay. You've had plenty of time to think about this, Herb.
Yes. So we got Saban, DeBoer, Oates, Patrick Murphy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't giving Alabama baseball any love, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't even know who the coach is.
I was also concerned that you guys might not have been able to answer that one, I
would ditch whoever that guy is. So I'm going to hang out with Patrick Murphy because clearly he knows where the ladies are. So that.
Oh, Jesus.
He's their coach, man.
I'm just saying he's good at recruiting women, and I won't.
That's the last night that either one of these. You took out 2 shows in one night, man.
Right.
So, me and Patrick Murphy will hang out. I will work.
Should I change it to Mike Price? Does that make it any better for you?
That's who I had on the last one. And
yeah.
Clearly,
we're hanging out with Mike Price.
Yeah, I went out with Mike Price.
Heck yeah.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Must
be the money.
Yeah. So, I'll work with Kalen DeBoer.
Okay.
Because he seems like a good guy to work with, and maybe I'll make his life a little stressful than his current job. So I'll work with Nate Oates and live with Kalen DeBoer. So work with Nate Oates because he seems a fiery guy and he'll be excited to be at work and, rah. I'll live with Kalen DeBoer because after doing everything with Alabama and all this stress, he probably comes home and goes straight to his room, and he'll never bother me. He'll never have anything. He'll just be like, "Can't do this anymore."
Yeah.
And for the second time in a row, I'm gonna have to ditch Nick Saban because
oh my goodness,
he'll probably.
That's what your oh my goodnessing. Mine was more how he started it.
I know. Yeah. I got over that one eventually.
Yeah. Ryan is so used to that.
I can't unhear that.
I know. That's definitely going to be a clip there.
Yeah, you'll see that one again.
I know.
Any final words on this fine Tuesday? First of all, I appreciate the hell out of both of you for filling in for my knuckleheads tonight. What do you guys got coming up this week on your show? And anything you want to get off your chest other than who knows how to find the ladies in Tuscaloosa?
Tomorrow night, a new episode of the Herb N Rodg Podcast. We start the summer series tomorrow in which we bring on opposing are fans of opposing teams, and we discuss, I guess, their outlook on the upcoming season. So tomorrow we will have Randy from How About Those Freaking Dogs podcast. He's a Georgia fan. He will be on tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Looking forward to that. And then, of course, another episode of Herb N Rodg Unhinged this Saturday night. We'll figure out what the topics are going to be for that one pretty soon.
You guys have a new friend. My guy Shy.
Thank you. I was trying
Appreciate
to look for
that,
him. I don't
man.
know. Is that a podcast he does also?
No.
Because it didn't tell us. Oh, okay.
No.
We appreciate the support.
He's subscribed to you guys.
Yeah.
And here's an update. Are you guys still not there yet?
We're at
like 895.
895, yeah.
Come on, Mike Arana Show peeps. 5 more. Can we get the fellas just for filling in for the concussed Vegas Mac and the on assignment TJ? Can we get the guys 5 more? Can we do that? We can do
Appreciate that. Appreciate all the support.
Any final words? Raj? Since you set the table for your guys' show, thank you very much. You did that very nicely, by the way.
Thank you.
Good job, Raj.
Herb?
He said Raj. Do you have any final words, Raj?
I don't have any more final words. No, I'm good.
No. So if we
He's
do,
all
get
about
to
the show, Herb. He's all about the show. Those were his final words.
If we get to 900, I'm doing the show naked until we get to 1,000. So
Okay.
Buyer beware.
You just hit 894, 893, 892.
Our followers are always are being strategic about it. No, man, Mike, it's always fun to lock in with you, man.
We appreciate it, Mike.
Look forward to when we get you back on there. We're going to talk some Florida with you as well. And man, just a good friend, man. We appreciate you and we appreciate your support. We definitely have to do this more often.
I think it was a budding romance that started during the NBA draft, and I can't remember, but it had something to do with the Washington Wizards, and that's how this love affair started between us. NBA draft, see, draft, Alex, that's. Yeah, I mean, I know what he does at Doak Campbell Stadium. The only thing better you could have done at Doak Campbell was dropped a deuce in the concourse because screw that place. But North Florida Community College, as we refer to it on this program. All right, there you go. You got a new friend, but he's also going to tell you the same thing that I tell you.
We'll make sure he keeps his close
up. All right, boys, we appreciate you. Everybody out there, we appreciate you. Follow the Herb N Rodg Podcast. We'll be back with you tomorrow night. They'll be with you tomorrow night. The boys will be back with me. And we've got some hockey lottery hijinks to talk about tomorrow night. Hey, Austin Matthews of the Maple Leaf says, you fix this team in the next 4 months or else. The NHL says, here, how about Gavin McKenna? You guys know the drill by now. We appreciate you. We appreciate all of you. Everybody that joined in from the Herb N Rodg side today, we appreciate you guys as well. Have some fun. Watch some playoff stuff. You know the drill. We'll talk to you tomorrow. But for now, we out.